Good morning, all the dear students. I, Manish Bansal, TGT Science, Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan, Regional Office, Jabalpur, welcome you all to this online class started by Regional Office, Jabalpur. In this class, we are going to start class 8th Science, Chapter 1, Crop Production and Management. And here, let me first start with the meaning of the name of the chapter. As you can see, the chapter's name is Crop Production and Management. So, first of all, we will study what is a crop and what is the production of crop called. So, let me explain the first term for you, that is agriculture. As you can see, agricultural practices is the first major topic for 1.1, but before that we will start with the term agriculture. So I would like to request you to read this box. Since we all need food, how can we provide food to a large number of people in our country? In this box, one question is asked that our country is very large. So how it is possible to provide food to all the people in the country? So if I ask this question to you students, then what will be your answer? Name the process which is providing food to 135 crore people in the country, and probably your answer will be agriculture. आपका जवाब होगा कि हम खेती एग्रीकल्चर से इतने सारे लोगों को भोजन अवेलेबल कराते हैं, एंड यू ऑल आर करेक्ट. नाउ let us move on to the term agriculture. What is agriculture? So let me explain this word. Agriculture is an applied branch of biology. Now why I have used this word applied? Because agriculture is the thing that farmers do. So it is applied thing, applied knowledge. So agriculture is the applied branch of biology that deals with the cultivation of plants. I hope this definition is clear to you. I once again clear this definition for you. Agriculture is the applied branch of biology. Applied branch किसकी है ये? Biology की है. And what do we study here? What do we do in this branch? We study how plants are cultivated, how a crop is cultivated, and this is called agriculture. As you can see in the box, till 10,000 BC, BC means before Christ, people were nomadic. People nomadic थे, वो अपना भोजन उगाते नहीं थे. They were just hunters and gatherers. They were wandering in groups from place to place in search of food and shelter. They were searching food and they were searching shelter. So they ate raw fruits and vegetables and started hunting for animals for food, and they started hunting and they ate raw meat. लेटर दे कुड कल्टिवेट लैंड. उसके बाद उन्होंने जमीन को कल्टिवेट करना यानी कि जमीन की जुताई करना, उस पर खेती करना सीखा, एंड प्रोड्यूस राइस, wheat and other food crops. You must all have studied Harappan civilization where the cultivation started. Thus was born agriculture. इस तरह एग्रीकल्चर की स्टार्टिंग हुई. Now let us come to the other important term, that is crop. What is a crop? Let me explain. Yes, crop. When plants of same kind are grown and cultivated at one place on a large scale. जब किसी एक जगह पर बहुत बड़ी मात्रा में एक ही तरह के प्लांट्स उगाए जाते हैं. Just listen to my words very carefully. When plants of same kind means all the plants are of one type, are grown and cultivated at one place. They are being grown at only one place on a large scale, means the area is very large. Only then it will be called a crop. For example, when we talk about wheat crop, that means we are talking about a particular type of plant, that is called wheat plant. When we are talking about rice crop, that means we are talking about a particular type of plant, that is called rice plant. So for example, the crop of wheat means all the plants grown in a field that are that of wheat. इसका मतलब जितने भी पौधे हम वहां उगा रहे हैं वो सब कौन से फसल है? वो wheat है. You already know that crops are of different types. as you know, crops, there are so many types of crops. Like there are some cereals crops. Cereals means हिंदी में कहते हैं से अनाज, अनाज वाली फसलें. And there are vegetable crops, means you get many vegetables, and all the vegetables are a crop. And you get fruits, some seasonable fruits, some all weather fruits. So all the fruits are also called a crop. These can be classified on the basis of the season in which they grow. Now let me tell you one very important thing. Most of the crops can be classified according to the season in which they are grown. Means, let me go ahead, I will tell you. India is a very vast country. The climatic conditions like temperature, humidity and rainfall vary from one region to another. As you know that India is a very vast country. It has a geographical area of 3.28 million square kilometer. So it is a very large country. The climatic conditions like temperature and humidity and rainfall also differ from one region to another. Temperature and humidity and rainfall is not same everywhere. Somewhere it is in very high amount, and somewhere it is in very scarce. So accordingly, there is a rich variety of crops grown in different parts of the country. So in the same way, the crops also have a very diversification in the ग्रोइंग. सो बहुत बड़े इलाके में हम कुछ अलग क्रॉप्स उगाते हैं, किसी दूसरे इलाके में हम कुछ और क्रॉप्स उगाते हैं. बट डिस्पाइट दिस डाइवर्सिटी, वी नो दैट द डाइवर्सिटी इज क्वाइट लार्ज. डाइवर्सिटी बहुत सारी है, बट डिस्पाइट दैट ऑल द क्रॉप्स, now let me explain you. Now despite this diversity, two broad cropping patterns can be identified. We can easily classify most of the crops into identifiable cropping patterns. Now what is the first major cropping pattern? That is खरीफ crop. What is it? It is called खरीफ crop. हिंदी में कहते हैं खरीफ की फसलें. What is this? What do you understand by this term खरीफ crop? So let me explain. The crops which are sown in the rainy season, यानी कि ऐसी फसलें जिन्हें हम गर्मी के मौसम के तुरंत बाद, when the monsoon season comes, just after the summer season, monsoon season comes and there are some showers, we sow the crops. हम उन फसलों को जमीन में sow मतलब बो देते हैं. So they are called खरीफ crops, means they are sown in the rainy season. The rainy season in India is generally from June to September. Rainy season कब से कब तक होता है? June to September. So we can say that we sow these crops in June or July, and we harvest them, we cut them in the month of September, means before the onset of winter season. We just cut the kharif crops. Now let me tell you some more thing about the kharif crops. These kharif crops, let me give you some examples. Like paddy. Paddy means अपन कहते हैं इसको राइस, हिंदी में कहते हैं धान. मेज यानी मक्का, सोयाबीन, ग्राउंडनट यानी मूंगफली, कॉटन, एंड दीज ऑल आर खरीफ crops. So I hope the kharif crop concept is very much clear to you. I repeat once again, kharif crops. Kharif crops are the crops which are sown in the rainy season. Which season? In the rainy season, and they are cut in the month of September. So generally their time span is from June to September, and you have to learn some examples of the kharif crops: paddy, maize, soybean, groundnut, cotton. All these are kharif crops. Now after completing kharif crops, we come to the second major type of crops, that is called rabi crop. Which crop? Rabi crop. रबी की फसलें. These crops are grown in the winter season. ये किस सीजन में इनको अपन सो करते हैं? विंटर सीजन में, या विंटर सीजन की स्टार्टिंग के टाइम हम इनको जमीन में बोते हैं. एंड दीज आर कॉल्ड रबी क्रॉप्स, एंड दीज रबी क्रॉप्स आर ग्रोन जनरली फ्रॉम द मंथ ऑफ अक्टूबर टू March. It means they are sown near somewhere near Deepavali time, and they are harvested or they are cut at the time in the month of April or March last. And examples of rabi crops are wheat यानी हमारा गेहूं, ग्राम चना, पी यानी मटर, मस्टर्ड यानी सरसों, एंड लिनसीड, लिनसीड मतलब होता है तिली या तिल. So these all are rabi crops. So rabi crops are also called winter crops. I repeat once again, rabi crops. The crops grown in the winter season are called rabi crops. Their time period is generally from October to March, means they are sown in the month of October just before Deepavali, and they are cultivated, they are harvested after in the month of March or April. Some examples, as you know, wheat, gram, pea, mustard, and linseed. Besides these, pulses and vegetables are also grown during summer at many places. These are pulses and vegetables, so they are grown also during summer season. Now, basic practices of crop production. How the crop is produced. So let me tell you one thing. Crop production, that is all agriculture. The crop production or agriculture is not one activity. It is a group of many stepwise processes. Means so many steps have to be followed only when we get some crop finally. Now let me explain. Cultivation of crops. Cultivation of crops involves several activities undertaken by farmer over a period of time. Means cultivation of crop is not a thing of 1 or 2 days. It is a long drawn out process, and it involves several activities undertaken by farmer. Who does the activities? Farmers do the activities over a period of time. Means it may be 6 months, it may be 5 months, or it may be sometimes it may be 1 year. In the case of sugarcane, it is generally 1 or 1.5 year. So you may find that these activities, these activities are similar to those carried out by a gardener or even by you when you grow ornamental plants in your house. And these activities can be compared to with the activities done by you when you grow some ornamental plants. You take care of them, you just take everything care about them. So in the same way, farmer also takes care of his crops all year long. These activities or tasks are referred to agricultural practices, and all these activities are called agricultural activities. Now let me once again define what is agricultural practices or agricultural activities. Agricultural activities are all those activities which the farmers do. जो कौन करते हैं? Farmers करते हैं for the cultivation of plants. So agricultural practices are activities which farmers do for the cultivation of plants from starting to end. And since I told you that agriculture or growing of crops is not one activity, it is a step by step process of including of many activities. So let us study all the steps one by one and in a sequential manner. Now, preparation of soil. This is the very first step. Preparation of soil is the very first step, which is the most important step of the agricultural practice also. Preparation of soil. What is this preparation of soil? We will study afterwards and in the continuous manner. After that, when the soil is prepared, sowing. Sowing means the burying of seeds inside the soil. मिट्टी में बीजों को बोना. फर्स्ट स्टेप क्या होता है? मिट्टी को तैयार करना. फॉर द कल्टिवेशन वी प्रिपेयर द सॉइल, एंड आफ्टर प्रिपेयरिंग द सॉइल व्हाट डू वी डू? वी सो द सीड्स, यानी हिंदी में कहते हैं बीजों को बोना. When the seeds are sown, now what do? We wait for the crops to grow a little bit. After that we add some manure and fertilizers. हम उसमें कुछ खाद मिलाते हैं. Manure is हिंदी में कहते हैं खाद, and fertilizers are called उर्वरक, means they give nutrition to plants. And you will study about these two things in detail in class 9th also. Or basically you will study the whole chapter in class 9th in a little bit detailed manner. Now the fourth step, irrigation. Irrigation means to provide water for the growth of plants, as every living organism needs water. You know this very well because you are a human being. You need water. Without water you cannot live. So in the same way, plants can also not live for a long time without water. So irrigation is the step which is very very crucial for the healthy growth of crops. In irrigation, the farmers provide water to crops. And after irrigation protecting from weeds means there are some कह सकते हैं हम इन्हें कि जंगली पौधे, अनवांटेड प्लांट्स होते हैं, दे ग्रो इनसाइड द फील्ड विदाउट द नीड. वो बिना ज़रूरत के पेड़ पौधे उगते रहते हैं. ये हमारी क्या करते हैं, फसल की ज़रूरी न्यूट्रिएंट्स को ये ले लेते हैं. एंड व्हेन वीड्स ग्रो, देयर इज अ कंपटीशन अमॉन्ग द क्रॉप्स एंड द वीड्स फॉर द न्यूट्रिएंट्स, बिकॉज दे आर ग्रोइंग इन द same space, they are growing in the same field, so they compete with each other. So we will study about this in later. Now harvesting means when the crop is completely prepared, it is already prepared, then the farmers cut it, the farmers harvest the crop, and it is taken off from the soil. After that it is stored. So the last step is storage, and this is also very much important, especially in a country like India. So in the next topic we will study all these 7 steps one by one and in a sequential manner. Now first, preparation of soil. Preparation of soil means मिट्टी को तैयार करता है किसान. वो कैसे करता है, आइए देखते हैं. The preparation of soil. The preparation of soil is the first step before growing a crop. As I told you that preparation of soil is the very first step, because if this step is not completed, we cannot move ahead, we cannot do the other steps. One of the most important tasks in agriculture is to turn the soil and loosen it. What is the meaning of this sentence? It is a very important task. ये बहुत important कदम होता है, टास्क होता है खेती करने में, एग्रीकल्चर करने में. वो क्या होता है, मिट्टी को टर्न करना, मीन्स मिट्टी की अपर लेयर को तोड़ना, उसे पलटना और उसे लूज कर देना. नाउ व्हाई डू वी लूज द सॉइल, व्हाई डू वी मेक इट लूज? दिस अलाउज, नाउ दिस क्वेश्चन कैन बी आस्क्ड, व्हाट इज द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ लूजनिंग द सॉइल? मिट्टी को लूज करने का क्या फायदा होता है? सो दिस आंसर कैन बी गिवन फ्रॉम हियर. दिस अलाउज द रूट्स टू पेनिट्रेट डीप इनटू द सॉइल. इससे एक तो दो तीन फायदे होते हैं, मैं आपको एक एक करके बताऊंगा. ध्यान रखिएगा, ये क्वेश्चन इंपॉर्टेंट है, और यू विल फाइंड एवरी आंसर इन बिटवीन द चैप्टर. ध्यान रखिएगा, एनसीईआरटी रीड करना बहुत जरूरी होता है. कोई भी क्वेश्चन एनसीईआरटी से बाहर नहीं जाता है, एंड यू विल गेट ऑलमोस्ट एवरी आंसर फ्रॉम द एनसीईआरटी, बट यू विल हैव टू रीड बिटवीन द पेजेस. आपको पूरी चैप्टर को अच्छे से पढ़ना होगा, एंड डेफिनेटली यू विल गेट ऑल द आंसर्स. This allows, the first point, the first advantage of loosening the soil is this allows the roots to penetrate deep into the soil. यानी कि जो पेड़ पौधे होते हैं, हमारी जो crops होती है, उनकी जो जड़ें होती हैं, they can penetrate deep in the soil only when we turn the soil and make it loosen, because in the hard soil the roots cannot go deeper. So the first advantage is the roots go deeper in the soil. The loose soil allows the root to breathe easily. Breathe easily means क्या मिट्टी भी सांस लेती है? इसका आंसर ये है कि मिट्टी जब ढीली हो जाती है, लूज हो जाती है, तो उसके अंदर हवा आसानी से एंटर कर जाती है, एंड दिस इज कॉल्ड एरिएशन. दिस इज कॉल्ड एरिएशन ऑफ सॉइल. एंड व्हेन द सॉइल इज लूज, इट विल हैव मच बेटर एरिएशन देन द सॉलिड सॉइल. तो मिट्टी को जब हम ब्रेक कर देते हैं, मिट्टी को जब टर्न कर देते हैं, तो इससे एरिएशन की मात्रा, यानी मिट्टी में हवा की मात्रा, एयर की मात्रा बढ़ जाती है, एंड दिस एयर इज वेरी मच इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर द प्रॉपर ग्रोथ ऑफ द प्लांट्स. Why does the loosening of soil allow the roots to breathe easily? Now this is the question for you. How can you say that by loosening the soil, aeration will increase or the roots will breathe easily? Because when we powder down something, or when we break something into smaller pieces, the space increases. As you know, in class 9th in chapter 1, you will study that in a solid the space is less, and in a liquid and in gas stage, the space is higher. But since the soil is not becoming liquid or gas, but it is becoming powder form, so when it is converted into powder form, again the space increases. I hope it is clear to you. So when the space increases, the aeration automatically increases. Now I hope all these topics are very much clear to you. The loosened soil helps in the growth of earthworms and microbes present in the soil. Now, one very important thing, the third and very important advantage of loosening the soil. When you make the soil loose, it helps in the growth of earthworms and microbes. इससे क्या होता है, केचुए, अर्थवर्म्स और जो माइक्रोब्स होते हैं, माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स होते हैं, हेल्दी बैक्टीरिया होते हैं जो कि मिट्टी के लिए या पेड़ पौधों की प्रॉपर ग्रोथ के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट होते हैं. यू विल स्टडी देम इन द क्लास 9th ऑल्सो, लाइक राइजोबियम, नाइट्रोसोमोनास, नाइट्रोबैक्टर. दीज आर नाइट्रोजन फिक्सिंग बैक्टीरिया, सो यू विल स्टडी देम इन हायर क्लासेस. So all these microorganisms are very important. All these microorganisms are very important for the crops, and they grow when the soil is loose. And earthworm, as you all know, they are called the friends of the farmer. Now, why they are called the friends of the farmer? Because they also dig inside the soil and just turn the soil, the फर्टाइल सॉइल ऑन द टॉप साइड. वो मिट्टी की जो फर्टाइल लेयर होती है उसको वो खोद खोद कर ऊपर लाते हैं. दे मेक द सॉइल मोर फर्टाइल. दैट्स वाई दे आर कॉल्ड द farmers, friends of the farmer. These organisms are friends of farmer since they further turn and loosen the soil and add humus to it. वो क्या करते हैं, जो ऑलरेडी हमारी द्वारा लूज की गई मिट्टी होती है, they make it even मोर लूज और लूजर, उसको और ज्यादा लूज कर देते हैं और उसमें ह्यूमस भी ऐड करते हैं. ह्यूमस, द डेड एंड डिकेइंग ऑर्गेनिक मटेरियल इज कॉल्ड ह्यूमस. It may be animal bodies, it may be decaying plant residues, so these are called humus. So, but why does the soil needs to be turned and loosened? तो अब आपको एक क्वेश्चन का आंसर समझ में आ गया होगा कि हमें मिट्टी को टर्न करना, लूज करना क्यों जरूरी है. नाउ वन मोर थिंग अबाउट दिस लूजनिंग एंड टर्निंग. You have learned in the previous classes that soil contains minerals. In previous classes, you have studied that there are so many minerals present in the soils. Some are major minerals, some are minor minerals, means macronutrients and micronutrients. You will study them in class 9th in chapter 14 also. Water, air, and some living organism, means apart from minerals, what other things are found in the soil? It is water, it is air, and some living organisms that we studied just a few minutes ago. In addition, apart from all these things, dead plants and animals get decomposed by soil organisms. Dead plants एंड एनिमल्स गेट डिकम्पोज्ड बाय सॉइल ऑर्गेनिजम्स. इसका मतलब है जो डेड प्लांट बॉडीज होती हैं, एनिमल बॉडीज होती हैं, वो भी हमारी मिट्टी के जो ऑर्गेनिजम्स होते हैं, माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स होते हैं, उनके द्वारा उनका डिकम्पोज किया जाता है. एंड यू नो वॉट ऑल दीज थिंग्स कन्वर्ट इनटू, these dead and decaying animal and plant bodies convert into humus. This is called humus, which I was talking about previously. In this way, various nutrients held in the dead organisms are released back into the soil. तो इस प्रकार से जो dead organisms होते हैं उनके अंदर nutrients होते हैं. हमारी जो bodies होती हैं, animal bodies होती है, plant bodies होती है, they all are made up of nutrients. So when these bodies are decayed inside the soil or in the soil, all these nutrients are again released and mix up with the soil. This is called replenishment. हम इसको क्या नाम देते हैं? Replenishment. And this is a part of the biogeochemical cycle. All these things, all these steps are the part of a broader sequence, broader channel. This is called biogeochemical cycles, which you will also again study in class 9th. Now, since only a few centimeters of the top layer of soil supports plant growth, केवल कुछ ही सेंटीमीटर मोटी जो लेयर होती है उसी में हमारी फसलें अच्छे से ग्रोथ करती हैं, because that layer has most of the nutrients concentration. So that is called top soil. It is also called the most fertile layer of the soil. Now, since only a few centimeter of top layer of soil supports plant growth, so turning and loosening of soil brings the nutrient rich soil to the top so that plants can use the nutrients. When the soil is turned up, and nutrients are brought up, so plants use these nutrients in a much better way. When the soil is hard, it is not broken up, new plants are not able to use these nutrients in a better way. So in this way, when we lose the soil, when we make the soil loose, the nutrients are used by plants in a better way. So in this way, the loosening is also helpful. Thus, turning and loosening of soil is very important for cultivation of crops. So now we can say that on the basis of all these points, we can say that the loosening and turning of soil is very much important for the cultivation of crops. Now, I hope all these topics are very much clear to you. Let us complete this chapter up to agricultural implements. So 2 paragraphs we will study more in this class. After that, we will finish in the second class. The process of loosening and turning. How to do all these steps? How to do all these steps of loosening and turning? So this step is called the process of making the soil loose and turn it up is called tilling or plowing. This is done by using a plow. हम इसको किससे करते हैं? इसको हम प्लाउ, इसे हम हिंदी में हल भी कहते हैं, इसकी मदद से करते हैं. Plows are made of wood or iron. There are two types of plows. It is a wooden plow or it is an iron plow. If the soil is very dry, suppose the farmer's field has a very dry soil, it may need watering before plowing. So it may need watering also, because without the use of water, it may be possible that it is not broken up into pieces. The plowed field may have big pieces of soil called crumbs. अब क्या होता है, जो हमने फील्ड को प्लाउ कर दिया उसमें बड़े बड़े मिट्टी के क्रम्स यानी कि हम कहते हैं डेले बन जाते हैं. इट इज नेसेसरी टू ब्रेक दीज क्रम्स विथ अ प्लैंक. नाउ after the plowing, after breaking the soil into big crumbs, we need to break them even further. So the field is leveled for sowing. After that the field is leveled. Level means उसको समतल कर दिया जाता है for sowing, as well as for irrigation purpose also. The leveling of soil is done with the help of a leveler. हम फिर एक लेवलर की मदद से मिट्टी को लेवल कर देते हैं. Sometimes manure is also added to the soil before tilling. Tilling से पहले हम कभी कभी manures भी मिलाते हैं, but this practice is not very much important and not very much in action also. This helps in proper mixing of manure with soil. The soil is watered before sowing. I hope this explanation is very much clear to you, and I hope you like this video, and we will continue with the chapter in the next video. Till then, take care, stay home, stay safe. We will meet in the next video. Thank you.